done, Bruce Lee, but those men were flabby and weak.
Whew, Karate Kid?
Kid? Ha, I'm 35. You lack focus. My master will teach you.
Arnold, from Happy Days?
Lipton Brisk iced tea. Where did you get that?
Editing mistake, in my favor. Brisk baby! Only fool fight man with Brisk.
They're gonna fight! They're gonna fight! I thought Daniel wouldn't fight. He's got no choice. Tristan, you must fight to the finish. Remember, Daniel, son, true strength come from heart. He's gonna do it.
Discover the secrets of karate with Karate Kid Tri-Action figures.
Concentrate, Daniel, son.
They chop, twist, and kick. Karate Kid Tri-Action figures are each sold separately. And for more action, look for the Karate Kid Competition Center from Remco.
Boy, do I have a surprise for you.
Greetings and salutations. Ooh, yeah, as Pops would say. Greetings and salutations, everyone. I don't know if Ironcaster's going to be with us. He's not here. I don't think he's going to be here. He might hop on later. I don't know. But I am here with the one and only Mad Doctor of Valhalla, ADEGA Outlaw. How are you doing, ADEGA?
Feeling pretty special. How are you doing?
Doing all right. Getting flash. What?
I just giving you a heads up, like lightning and boom, 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 and so if I get disconnected, it'll be short.
No. I don't hear nothing, but thank you for letting us all know. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I see a sword in the background. What am I looking at?
Oh, is that a Chris knife on the wall? Maybe.
Ooh,
Just
ADEGA's
maybe.
got it.
You're talking about that thing right there?
Yes, that thing.
Yes,
right
that's the
there.
Chris knife.
Nice little dune.
There
May
we
your
go.
blade chip and shatter, my friend.
Exactly.
That's right.
I would
Yeah,
like to
rest
get a
in-
replica of the '84 version, but we'll see.
Rest in peace, Ironcaster's perfect attendance of 2024. That's right. Was he here for every show in 23? I mean, the perfect
scared him
attendance is wiped there too. So no, he sent a message and he was like, I might be late. I might not be there. And I said, dude, we got it. Oh, strike first, strike hard. No mercy. And I want to tell you something, man. That first time, mercy is for the weak. Ooh, John Kreese, man. We are not here to be kind. We're here to kick ass, chew bubblegum, and we are all out of bubblegum. He was not messing around.
No doubt. So tell me, when was the first time you saw this show?
I was little. I was real little. First time I watched this movie. I know every time I got in a fight at school, my mom was like, "You're watching the Karate Kid." God help me, man. But it's something I appreciated a lot more later, especially Mr. Miyagi. Mr. Miyagi, much more appreciation from Mr. Miyagi. It's one of those things that when you watch Cobra Kai, that first time he goes out and talks to Miyagi at the grave, you're just like, oh my God,
Right.
Mr. Miyagi.
Right.
doo-doo-doo, and they hit the music, and you're just, it's all in your feels. And okay, so let's get into this. Let's talk about this.
Lead the way, boss.
Kid's getting ready to move. His mom's got a job in California. California, here we come. She's all excited. She's like, yeah, we're going to have a great place to stay with a pool, and you're going to have a bunch of friends, and you're just going to love it. You're just going to love it. And he gets there, and he's like, this is a crap hole.
Is that really the pool?
That's the pool? And there's that the one old lady that works at the apartment complex that's like, yeah, where are you from? Oh, I'm from there. How are you doing? I moved out here. This is a crappy place to live. And you're like, yeah, we're kind of getting that.
Ashley played him. That was good.
Yeah.
You caught the part where she was already introduced to where he was from by his mom.
Oh, yeah, by his mom. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm from there. Good old lady, yeah, with the dog. Never mind the dog. And he's like, oh, I'll get a little pop-up water. I'll get a little water. But the sink don't work. Sink's busted. So he goes down to, and he's like, you know what? Forget it. This old crazy Oriental guy in the maintenance shack. I'm not even gonna. You know what? I'm not even gonna add the sinks bust. Yeah, just forget it. Forget it. Fun fact: the apartment complex was also used in White Men Can't Jump. Really, I did not know that.
Yeah, I think I went by there a few times. I grew up in that era, and the way they portray it, it's pretty much the way it was. Some kids were super nice, like the first kid he ran into. Other kids were pretty harsh, just like the ones he ran into. It wasn't too far off from what California was like at the time.
No, it wasn't. And that first kid, was like, oh, karate? Oh, how cool. Why don't you come out and hang out with us? And everything's going good. They're hanging out. And then he meets, the girl. Allie. And, he's like, oh, I'm going to, hang out. And, oh, look, oh, sorry, our soccer ball came over here. Oh, by the fire. And then Johnny. Ooh, boy. And then Johnny. See, Johnny's a scorned lover. I don't know. When I was a kid, it was like, these mean buttheads are picking on the new guy. But as I got older, I realized that Johnny is he got spurned by Allie. He comes down. She's hanging out with some new guy. They're supposed to talk. She agreed to talk to him.
She didn't want to talk.
But she had agreed before that. She had agreed before that they were supposed to talk.
You go to the dialogue. She says, you wanted to talk, not me. That was all Johnny. See, I'm one of the ones who LaRusso was right. So, sorry.
So then, he goes down there and he just wants to talk, and the radio gets involved. And then Daniel steps up and steps in between him, and he gets in Johnny's business. He gets
defending the girl.
And he hadn't done anything to the girl to defend. He just had the radio and Daniel gets involved. And from Johnny's perspective, this guy he sucker punches him. What do you guys think? Chat. Did LaRusso sucker punch Johnny and start this whole thing? Yes or no?
He'd already been kicked. He had already been pushed. He had already been smacked in the head.
From a certain point of view, Daniel could be the bad guy. Daniel was not Lily White in the first movie. He drew first.
He did not.
At least
go back and watch that scene again.
At least Pat's my boy. Pat sees
Johnny came down. He grabbed the radio from Allie, said, we're going to talk. And she says, I don't want to talk. It's been over. We're done. And he says, well, it's not done with me. Starts throwing a fit. And Daniel comes in, tries to get the radio back to the girl. And that's when Johnny smacked him.
Let's welcome everybody. Let's welcome everybody that's in here. We got Pat S. We've got Jacob Ironside. Hail Jacob Ironside. Those are the first two people in the room. Chris Persia, the wrench of wrenches, is here. What is up, Chris? Claude Saline, what is going on, my friend? Bobby's World, what's up, Bobby World? Bobby Wold, my bad. Bobby Wold. And Penny, what's up, Penny? So we're in agreement that LaRusso sucker punched Johnny.
No, we're not.
And I mean, then Johnny's got to defend himself, man. Johnny's got to defend himself, and he goes forth, and it has to be like, you know what, dude, you drew first blood, and has to take LaRusso down a peg, and he goes to walk away. He does. LaRusso's down. He goes to walk away, and LaRusso throws sand in his face and like pops him one. And then Johnny's like, no, I've got to put this guy down.
Memory is off, isn't it?
I've got to put this guy down. So he puts it down. And then what the most messed up thing is, LaRusso's been hanging out with these people all day, right? He's been making friends. He's like, hey, what's up? They just are like, what a loser. Come on, man, let's go. And the guy that he met in the apartment is like, loser, and just leaves him. Yep. Just leaves him. Yep. His new buddies just leave him laying there. And even Allie, I mean, he stepped in to defend Allie, and Allie's friend's like, come on, just leave him there. Just leave him and let's go. And she does.
Yeah, she wanted to hang out till her friends talked her away. He tried to defend her, so she was impressed by that, but her friends had the better of it. Said, let's go.
And Pat S. throwing sand in someone's eyes is bully stuff. Sand is coarse. That's right. It's coarse, it's rough, and it gets everywhere. Daniel did sucker punch. He did sucker punch. He sucker punched Johnny. So that he did. So I know we remember things differently. So I mean, so far we're doing good. Everything's rolling. The movie's progressing. And Daniel's learned a valuable lesson. Stay out of other people's business. But he's not gonna keep that lesson. He's already messed up. So his mom notices what's going on. Mr. Miyagi really meets him for the first time. He's doing that like kick stuff, right? So he's like standing there. He's like, yeah. When Mr. Miyagi comes, oh, kick, and he's like, yeah, I know a little karate. He's like, oh no, Daniel-san, you suck. As he's fixing the sink. You learn karate from book? Yeah, I learned some at the Y. And Miyagi's like,
Yeah, good luck with that.
Good luck with that. But he doesn't really say anything. And Daniel goes and meets his mom at the restaurant she's working at. I guess she's like a hostess. This is the dream job, the great job she moved all the way out to California to get. So she goes out, he goes and he meets her and he looks across the street. And he's like, there's karate, across the street. I'm going to go check it out. And that's when it happens. He walks into the baddest dojo with the baddest name in the valley. Cobra Kai. The name of a kick-ass dojo, right? We do not train to be merciful here. Mercy is for the weak. I'll never forget.
Okay, the soccer instance, did that come before or after the dojo?
Soccer came before. No, you're right. Okay. When he goes out, because
he's already been picked on twice now.
Well, he
He
went
wasn't
back.
doing anything, and they tripped him playing soccer.
He did.
And set it up.
He did. He went and talked to Allie again.
Oh, yeah. But
He went and talked to Allie again. So he's like all over
She
Allie.
approached him.
And they see that. And he's like, you know, take him down, boys. All you soccer guys, you know what? Take him down. And they do.
Oh, you're going to make me defend LaRusso, aren't you?
and Daniel, you know what? It was an accident. One of the Cobra guys like slid.
Yeah.
And Daniel tripped over him. And Danny got up and was like, Coach. And you see the guys, Coach. And they're trying to break it up. And LaRusso's just.
Well, that ended his soccer career anyway.
And that was it, man. No more soccer. You know, he started out, he's like pop, kicking, popping it up like a hacky sack. And no more, buddy. You're soccer, you know. Yep. So he throws a fit about that, and then hangs out with the little trees. Miyagi catches him doing the thing with the little trees, and he's like, "Hey, Mom, yeah, I'm just trimming the trees." So he's riding his bike back from seeing everything. You know, he walks into the dojo, he sees Kreese, and that's when he sees Johnny. And Johnny's like, you. And he's like, yeah, not the karate dojo for me. And it's sad because it's got the baddest name for a dojo. It's got the kick-ass name for a dojo, right? So he can't do it. He can't go to Cobra Kai. Loki, where can I get this Loki edit kid you watch? Right. That sounds a lot more active. Just saying. I'm just saying.
You know, there were times in Loki's past when there was unusual substances that ran through his veins that did alter the memory and alter the perception.
That was a long time ago.
So was the movie.
That was during my band days. Oh, it was during my rock,
the Loki
days.
edited version is unique.
but again, so he hides from him, and Allie's like, "Where are you going?" "No, I can't go there. I can't do this. I can't do that." And she's like, "Daniel, why are you such a pussy?" And yeah,
well,
so
you were talking about the bike and the bike ride home. What happened on the bike ride home? You didn't finish that story.
I didn't. So he's riding his bike home, and something falls off of his bike, and it pops the tire of one of the Cobra Kai guys, and they get upset, and they're like, "Why? You know, you need to fix this." And he's like, and they throw him down a hill because he was being mean and picking on him. Hello, Squeaka.
Hello, Squeaka.
I'm late.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Ironcaster is late too. It's okay.
See, I don't remember anything falling off the bike. I don't remember them saying anything about fixing that. I just remember seeing 5 motorcycles coming up to a kid who's riding home on his bike, and they push him off the side of the hill.
Well, he went into their house and he disrespected their dojo. So, and it won't be the only time. They do it again later in the movie. Him and Miyagi. They walk in and they walk in like they own the place. How are you doing, Squeaka?
Doing great. Yeah, I like the second time better than the first time because I like it when Miyagi goes in and he's like, this isn't legit.
We got all the way up to when they pushed LaRusso down the hill because
he said it.
Yeah, they did, but it was because he wouldn't reimburse them for a pop tire. So
moral of the story, kids.
Yeah.
Fix the pop tires.
If you break it,
watch the movie yourself.
If you break it, you buy it, right? Right? He bought it down the hill. He bought it going down the bottom of that hill. So, you break it, you buy it. Oh.
Doesn't the bike actually break? Like, isn't that the problem too? Like,
yes.
Like that's his mode of transportation. It actually breaks, and he's like,
and he drags it all the way back home, and then throws it in a dumpster. And his mom comes out and she's like, "What are you doing? What's going on? Oh, I'm scared. What's wrong with the bike? Where's your bike?" And it broke, Ma. And he even lied to his mom. He'd been lying to his mom through half the movie. He'd been fibbing. You know,
Yeah, about the tough guys.
Daniel just, man, he wasn't, he picked on people and lied. And it was, man, he was a troublemaker. He got in fights at school and got kicked off the soccer team for fighting. Oh,
I need to borrow your edited version. I want to see that version. Yeah. But nope, he did pick on him once or twice.
Well, and then he convinces some poor old guy to get involved in his affairs. I mean,
oh, not you too, Squeaka. Oh my word.
Just disrupts his life. I mean, forces him to teach him karate. I mean, like he can't like get a self-help book or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. This hurts.
Yeah. He's just a pain in the butt. Pain in the butt. Quotes from the Raven. How are you?
Nevermore.
Quote the Raven, nevermore. Oh yeah. You can get it. There, it's on Vudu. You can get the Steelbook. I've got the Steelbook. I've got a really nice. I should have brought that up here.
Yeah, you should have. I'd like to see it. I really would like to see it.
I was rushing. It's got the Cobra Kai symbol on the front of it too. No, it's pretty cool.
Sponsored by Coors Light.
Oh my god.
Well, he continues this thrashing of these poor unsuspecting boys throughout the whole movie. I mean,
I had respect for Squeaka. I worry about you now.
I worry about me too. It's okay.
And poor Johnny, he avoids Allie. Okay, so Daniel starts avoiding Allie to make sure that things are kosher, right? And they have like, what is it? Spring fling, spring formal, spring dance, whatever. No, it's October. It's October, so it'd be like fall ball or whatever it is, right? And poor Johnny, he's trying to help his friend with some medication. It's very delicate work. He has to go in the bathroom to do this. It's really, really delicate and expensive medicine. And what does Daniel do? Daniel follows him in there, gets a hose, hooks it up above the stall that Johnny's in. Johnny's got his headphones on and his Sony Walkman. This is the Sony Walkman that his mom gave him. You find that out later in Cobra Kai. It's the Sony Walkman his mom gave him. It's one of the only things his mom ever gave him. And he's just sitting in there listening to music, working on the medicine, right? And Daniel hooks the hose up to the sink and turns it on.
Well, it goes with the whole wet blanket theme of him being a shower, right? I mean,
yeah.
That was foreshadowing right there, because he came in saying, "I'm about to rain on all y'all's parades."
ADEGA.
You guys are awesome. Sure, we'll go with that. Actually, no, that was a bad thing. He never should have done that. He did rain on their parade. It was quite interesting medicine, though, that you're talking about. Yeah. It's something that they shared. It was a community medicine.
They might have all had colds at the same time. I mean,
they used to have roach clips at the time where they would, everyone pass it holding onto the roach clip. If you remember those.
They had headaches because of the trauma that physical trauma that Daniel had. They had headaches bad after that.
Calming medicine. It was calming medicine.
Yeah.
Soothing them. I mean, if you're bullied like that, poor guys.
Wakazashi, how are you doing? Wakazashi's tea house is here. Oh, Squeaka's in the chat.
Oh, hey, Squeaka.
But yeah, it was calming medicine, and Daniel
didn't work very well.
Daniel ruined all of it, and then he made Allie a co-conspirator. He handed her a weapon, and said, the guys are coming get him. And
You gotta get a woman to do your dirty work. What kind of...
she did trip him when they were running. She tripped Johnny. I was impressed. It was good.
And it wasn't just Johnny, because it was like a domino. They all went down after that, wasn't it? Or a bunch of them. 2 or 3 of them went down.
It was still a good move.
Oh, definitely with the shower head. She had the shower head.
That I'm not gonna touch that. Never mind.
But I did think it was cute that when her friend's like, "Who's that?" and she turns and she sees the shower and the shower head, that she's like, "Oh, that's Daniel." How the hell do you know that? Because he's the only one that would come dressed like that, so that nobody would know who he is. It's the only he can hide. He can hide. He had to hide because of all the bad shit he did.
It's so he can lure her into his little shower curtain and whisper nefarious things and how to be a bully. Like, I mean, it's how he made her a co-conspirator.
All right. Here's something for you. If that was the case, guess what? It worked.
It sure
so
did.
Who's the dummy here?
Yeah.
And he got a flower out of it, too.
Oh.
He did. Pat S. said the saddest thing to happen to Johnny is after he tries to turn his life around and gets his diving scholarship, only to lose his spot on the team to a millionaire son who bought his way on the team. I didn't even know that. Pat knows more than I do right there. Boom. I didn't even know that. I didn't know he was on the diving team.
That's something I don't know. Does it ever say? I know in Cobra Kai it talks a lot about, but I don't recall what his family life was like during the time of the first movie.
Okay, so it was bad, but he was rich.
That's
so his mom married a millionaire, who was an older dude, but he was isolated. Johnny was
it did come up in Cobra Kai, didn't it?
Johnny was Daniel until he joined Cobra Kai. So Johnny was like a nobody, and then he saw Cobra Kai for the first time. He saw the dojo where Kreese is like, we do not train to be merciful here. Mercy is for the weak. And he joined Cobra Kai so he could be cool.
But I bet he did it respectfully, not like Daniel.
Yeah, not like Daniel, because right here, Chris Burgess says Daniel threatened to report Miyagi to ICE and have him deported to Okinawa if he didn't teach him his family's secret karate.
Is that why there's those scenes with Miyagi drinking and being sad? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I bet that's what happened.
You guys have been taking too much of Johnny's medicine. I'm sorry.
No, I don't. Nope. I don't do none of that.
Or the sake.
Me neither.
No. I won't tell you who, but I was over at somebody's house, somebody that we all know, and they were like, "Do you wish to partake?" And I was like, nope. Loki's a good guy. Loki doesn't do that. Loki doesn't partake. Yeah, I know. People are like, "Oh, what a square." No, I did. I had my party days. I had my party time. I just can't. I can't. I guys, if I do something like that, you'll never see me again. You won't. You'll be like, "What happened to Loki?" Oh,
yeah.
And he just dived into that bag and he never came back out again.
I don't travel, but I would make the trip and drag your butt out of that. And you know it. Hey, nerd, for real. And that's why they called me the Mad Doctor of Valhalla.
Dagan Looks, the mad anime doctor who figured out the secret of reanimating life. He is the guy. He is the Mad Doctor.
My next project.
Oh, hold on. Let me. What do you got? What do you got there? Oh,
we'll bring him back.
Yeah. Heck yeah! You should see the Valhalla skull I got. It's wicked. Where were we? Oh, okay. So Daniel has to go. I mean, he almost causes an accident. He does cause an accident because 2 cars hit each other, and he just runs. He runs away from the scene of the crime.
I forgot about that part. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he did cause an accident. That's true.
He caused an accident. He caused a traffic accident, and he just ran. And Johnny and the guys were trying to catch up to him because those sweet people needed his information so that they could file a claim with their insurance. So one of them didn't get in trouble. And Daniel didn't want to go back, and they were like, "But you got to go back, man." And he fought him. He tried to escape and run up the fence, and they got him. And then because Daniel had threatened Miyagi had to get involved. And if he hadn't, Daniel would have called ICE and sent him back to Okinawa.
Yeah, that's why he had served in the U.S. Army back at the time of World War II.
He did too. He did.
But that's because Miyagi's a nice guy. Daniel's the one who's not. Like, he'd probably fake some papers just to get Miyagi to do his way. I mean, he seems like the type miscreant.
Well, he even said he took a rowboat from Okinawa. He he rowboated all the way to the U.S.
That's some serious upper body strength right there. I tell you what, that's arm day every day.
That's
wax on, wax off, row your boat.
That's right.
That's too funny.
So Miyagi gets involved and beats up the kids mercilessly. He just beats them. He kicks one of them in the daddy bags. That's not right.
And you notice later on, he never did have kids.
Oh my God, hold on.
Well, I can't say the other word because we're on Pops' show. So I had to come up with something good, the daddy bags. So
well, just rest assured, in a cold swim, there would be even less than what this guy had after that kick.
And Pops was like, just do the show, Loki. And I was like, all right, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this right. We're going to tell the story right.
Doesn't he like take out Miyagi's trees too? Like, doesn't he hurt his little bonsai trees? Or was that the second?
Nah, he gave him the responsibility of cutting one of the trees on his own. Close eye, see picture of tree, make tree. So no, he didn't take them.
But it didn't turn out well.
He gave them to him.
If I remember right. Maybe
it's
been a while since I've seen it.
In the first movie, it didn't say.
In the third movie, all the trees get taken out, and he steals Miyagi's tree and ruins it. He almost kills it, and Miyagi's like, "Oh no, bonsai I bring from home," and he's got to like nurse it back to health, and then go out, and he's like, "Daniel-san, you no touch tree."
Is that the first one or the third one?
That's the third one.
Oh, that was the trip to West Hollywood. No touch a tree.
No touch a tree.
Bad joke. Those of you who know.
But he does run off with one of Miyagi's cars, the yellow one. Just cleaned it. He thinks he owns it or something.
Oh,
coerced Miyagi into giving it to him. Air quotes.
The banana boat. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Okay, where were we? Oh, how did you see that scene in ADEGA? I mean, Miyagi he had to beat him or he'd go back to get thrown back into Okinawa. So he just beats him up, kicks the one dude in the daddy bags, beats the crap out of Johnny and them, gives Johnny a black eye. I mean, anywhere.
It had nothing to do with that. He saw a bunch of skeletons. They're almost like zombies running after his friend. So he decided to go kick him back into the graveyard. I don't know, if I saw a bunch of skeletons, I'd whip out a machete or kick them or what have you.
A machete?
Yeah, I got a few of those around there.
Wow, I see you in a new light, ADEGA.
Chris knife. There's my ball mace over there. You can see the handle standing up against the bookcase. Yeah, I got weapons all over the place. Oh, yeah, speaking of weapons, it's not really a weapon, but what is this? It's a Valhalla cleaver.
It's a Valhalla cleaver. So, guys, if you go to my channel and look in the description of almost any video that's up there or live stream, you're going to see a link to, oh my God, I can't
Loki's merch.
Yeah, Loki's merch, the armory, the Viking armory, and you can get a discount if you use Loki's Mornings of Mischief or whatever.
Yeah, so I'm prepared for the zombie or skeleton apocalypse. So I'm with Miyagi. Those skeletons would have been taken care of. It rattle some bones, not a problem. Had nothing to do with being deported. It was just the enemy was at the gate, literally.
I have to disagree with you.
But they were just sweet little skeleton boys. No bones about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When have you ever met a sweet little skeleton boy? I'll wait.
No bones
I've seen
about
anime.
it. Yeah.
But they weren't in Japan.
So Miyagi
You haven't
gets,
watched enough movies. I'm sorry. There's no sweet skeleton boys.
Miyagi gets Daniel. He nurses him back to health, and he's like, "Stop picking on the other kids, Daniel-san." And Daniel-san's like, "I'm gonna take this ancient Okinawa bandana, and I'm just gonna take it. You can't have it back. It's mine now." And just leaves with it.
That's why he tried to give it back to him the other day, because Miyagi put it on his wounds. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that.
I'm sorry you don't have a memory that works
That was
quite
probably
properly.
cut out of the original film where he actually grabbed the bandana first and made Miyagi use it. And that's,
For some reason, I think I'm in college now with all these wackos that just see reality so differently.
on a side note, I used to have an Okinawa flag from the war. I don't have it anymore. It's my grandfather's. I gave it to someone who is more into the Pacific theater than I am. But yeah, it was impressive.
I have a lot of Shinto art. My friend, his dad gave it to me. He's from Nagoya. He was a calligrapher. He used to do all the high school calligraphy for the diplomas of their high school in Japan.
That's amazing. I have a question. What if there was a fling going on between Miyagi and the mom, and that's what Daniel was using, and we just don't know about it?
Happy mom, happy Miyagi. All right.
And I wonder if he's like using his mom. That's why Miyagi did all these things for him, because she was very friendly in the movies.
Could be. Nice thought.
Uh-oh, Loki's getting something.
Mandela effect, yeah. Learn to... Yeah, those guys look terribly fearful.
I never did karate. I did some kung fu, but never karate.
I did Shirinji Kempo, trained years under it. And one-on-one with the Fifth Dawn. And that's how I got to know his dad a little bit.
Oh.
He was, we went to college together. So he's back in Japan. Look at that. That's cool.
He stole it.
Yeah, that's the car he stole. and there's the tree that he stole too.
No, that's the one Miyagi gave to his mom.
And he's out on the beach thinking about his life choices because he stole the car and the tree.
Yeah. That or he's congratulating himself and thinking of his next plan.
Yeah, thinking about what he's going to steal next.
More hearts. I don't know, scrawny guy like that. What, Squeaker, would he have impressed you in any way, shape, or form back in your youth? Your extra youth.
Daniel?
I shouldn't say you're not youthful now, but in your earlier youth.
I'm like 187 years old. Yeah.
Gotcha. Your earlier youth.
I don't believe that one.
I'm like 3 times Loki's age.
You can hear it in the voice. That ain't true.
I'm older than you think. I honestly, I was the school nerd. I was so busy reading and writing and doing weird math stuff and things like Punnett squares in biology that I didn't really notice anybody. If I wasn't working on the ranch, I was doing nerd stuff. So
Oh, you lived on a ranch?
I used to break and train horses. Yeah.
All right, guys.
I've ridden a Clydesdale.
She's single. She's got it all.
I used to do barrel runs. I did barrel runs at the Astrodome for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo when I was a kid.
I trained some of the horses at the Mesquite Rodeo.
Wow.
Could you ride and shoot?
Okay, sadly, as a Texas girl, I'm not a gun person. They scare the snot out of me. I have shot them, And no, I've written and shot composite bows, but that's about it.
That's plenty enough.
Archery, I guess. Archery
You need to
and
get these
writing.
guys to line up.
No.
Find one who's worthy.
I'm fixing to start grad school. I'm good.
I don't know.
You know, it's never too late. It's never too late to learn, Squeaka. When we did Valhalla 2 years ago, it was the first time that Eris had ever fired a gun at all. And she got a rifle from Daybon, and it was just a 45 ACP. And she was like Annie Oakley in that shit downrange. Pew, pew, ping, 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 pinging off the targets.
It's surprised how easy.
I fired them.
Yeah.
What did my friend say? The one that I M31 carbine. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
I've done that. I don't remember what the handhelds were. And there was another one. Oh, I can't remember what the other one was. It was another rifle. And I shot it once, and he's like, "There's 4 more in the chamber. You need to keep going." I agree.
So Daniel,
some women just take to it. Anyway, go ahead.
Daniel starts skipping school, and he's messing around, and he's bugging Miyagi. And finally, Miyagi's like, "Okay, Daniel-san, you tell me problem, I fix it, so you don't bother me anymore." And he tells him, "These guys, I messed up. I started fights with them. I did a lot of bad stuff." And he's like, "Okay, we go and we fix problem." And Daniel is like, "Scoot over, you Asian guy. I'll drive," because Asian can't drive. He was bad. It was bad. He like insulted Miyagi's driving skills. And Miyagi was like, "Fine, you figure out, you learn how to drive stick." So they drive over, barely make it because Daniel's like, the dome.
That might be true. That might be true. That part anyway.
And they show up at the Cobra Kai dojo just in time to hear Master Kreese. We do not train to be merciful here. Mercy is for the weak. Here in the streets and competition, if a man confronts you, he is the enemy, and an enemy deserves no mercy. Right there. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. And Miyagi's like, my student screwed up. He screwed up and he picked on your guys. We apologize. Good day. And Kreese is like, you came into our house and you insulted us and you attacked my students, and they're black and blue, and you and your little boy here,
one of them can't have kids anymore.
One of them can't have kids anymore because he got kicked in the daddy bags. So it's crazy. And Kreese is like, you can't just come in our house and beat up on our boys and expect us not to do anything. So Miyagi's like, "Okay, what do you want to do?" And he's like, "Well, we'll fight right here on the mat." Miyagi's like, "No, too much advantage. We'll fight at the tournament." And Kreese is like, "Okay, fine. You want to fight at the tournament? All my boys versus your boy? Fine, we can fight at the tournament. But if you don't show up, we're going to beat your ass." And Miyagi's like, "Out, we're out. Look at what you got me into, Daniel-san. Look at what you got me into."
I agree. Like, I think that was Miyagi's way. Like, he chose the tournament because that was a way of making Daniel own up for himself. Because then Miyagi didn't have to fight. Whereas if they had taken it out at the dojo, he would have gotten involved, and he didn't want none of that mess.
It's true.
So I think you're right. That's why he took it to the tournament. He wanted Daniel to do his own fighting.
Oh, Asian. Yeah, that's why Keely Chow's car exploded. Oh, man. And Pops was in the car. That's probably why he's not here today. I know,
Hong Kong.
I got a call that was like, "Hey, Loki, help a brother out." And I was like, "Okay, I'm there." Brothers to the bone. And, and then Ironcaster was like, man, emergency 101. I might not make it.
Ironcaster knew the movie cut that you're going to be presenting, and he didn't want to have any part of it. Maybe he's a little bit smarter than I am, you know. So
I think he'd agree. I think he'd agree with me. I really do.
Now you're going to speak for him.
I don't know. I said I think. I'm not saying he would or he wouldn't. I think he would. I think he would. He probably would.
I like how Miyagi got around teaching him the ancient family secrets by teaching him all that other stuff and got some work out of him. I mean, Miyagi was pretty smart in that regard.
Yeah, he was trying to set a disturbed young man straight. He took pity on Daniel for being a little street thug and a hoodlum and tried to set him straight with a good work ethic and all the fixins. So you got to admit that's true, ADEGA. You got to admit he
just wanted his house fixed up. He had a bunch of greasy cars. He had needed a new paint job on his house, and he wanted to walk barefoot on his deck instead of getting splinters.
And he gave Miyagi extra time with the mom.
Yeah.
Yes. That's the one time when he went out with a Hawaiian shirt on. That's what he was doing.
Yep.
That Hawaiian shirts. I mean
that's the lady killer right there.
Yes, it is.
He needed his fence fixed too.
Wax on, wax off. Where do you think that came from?
And he comes to home and Daniel wouldn't paint his house. He would not paint his house. And he threw a fit and tried to attack Miyagi. And Miyagi was like, da, 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 and defended himself and was like, see, I teach you defense because you try and attack Miyagi. And then does the wax on, wax off and paint the fence, sand the floor, and shows him I've been teaching you how to defend yourself this whole time while you've been working for me and getting your mind right because you're a street thug and a hoodlum, Daniel. You start fights.
In all honesty, some of those moves are kind of close to some of the stuff that I learned. But to sit there and go through all that workout like he did, that builds a lot of muscle memory.
Yes, that is exactly what he was doing. He was building muscle memory without him realizing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And a lot of what you see in that movie when he's talking about paint the fence and sand the floor and wax the car, wax on, wax off, all that shit works. That's not BS. He was actually teaching him martial arts. They taught them martial arts throughout the show. All that was key and perfectly done because it does work and that muscle memory helps. Mm-hmm. You can get trained for years and years and years if you do not continue to train. Same thing with a firearm. If you don't go out and shoot, you will lose skill. Your skill level will decline. But some people are natural. I am natural with a rifle. I picked up a rifle for the first time and was like...
And natural with the tall tales, too.
Maybe. Possibly.
Does that make you the master storyteller too? Like apprentice storyteller?
Apprentice, thank you. Squeaka, yes. That is it's mirrored. That is that master storyteller. I'm just an apprentice.
I'm waiting for your first effort to be completed. It must be done. I know it's in your head. It needs to come out.
The comic book one is done. If I ever do a comic book,
good.
It's written. Good. The book that I was working on, I've got like what do they call it? I've got a Bible. So I've got everybody's names. I've got what everything does, when everything was built. That took like 6 months for me to do, man.
It's my book Bible. They must be done. Actually, mine's mostly empty. Most everything's up here, but I do have one too. So most writers use one or make one. So that's good.
You are very welcome, Bill.
Mine after I started writing. I kind of wrote a bunch of short stories, and then I was like, okay, I need to put this together and figure out who's what, and kind of built mine after.
All right.
So Daniel gets through all of the labors of love for Miyagi. And it's tournament time, right?
No, not yet, because
Not yet.
he has to teach him offense. One of the most beautiful scenes in this movie
the beach scene
is the beach scene where he takes him out to the beach, and Miyagi's doing the kick, and when he has him on the boat.
Yep.
When he has him.
Those are kind of like swampland there. They're not there anymore. They've been plowed over. There's a few little wetlands that are left in Laguna Beach, but the one that was there, it's all that
had fish too.
Mm-hmm.
That
and
lake
like
he took him out to,
where they had the fires and everything. You can't do that anymore. It's but it was nice to remember all of that stuff. Once upon a time, it was all there. PJ.
ADEGA's name is like the Sega thing. ADEGA. You're never going to get that out of your head now that you know that. ADEGA.
Oops.
So is this the scene where he goes to try to fish and Daniel goes with him and then keeps messing up the boat and keeps disturbing the fish, and so Miyagi doesn't catch very many? Is that?
And he knocks him off the boat.
Yeah.
He knocks him on he's teaching him about balance. So here's a big thing. When you're fighting, a lot of power comes from your feet. So think of the ground as like you are grounded.
Ground is the initiator. Yep.
Ground is the initiator. So you're pulling power from your legs and your feet up into your body. Think of it like you're drawing power from the ground.
Yeah, Kung Fu has a lot of stance work like that too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he's got to be balanced. If he's unbalanced, then you just push him over and you've lost all your power base right there. You have nothing. So him on the boat, it's all about balance, Daniel-san. They do that a little bit in Highlander when Ramirez is like BALANC, balance. Why are we on a boat? I'm a man, not a fish. Because he's teaching balance. Everything's about balance, whether it's sword play, whether it's fighting, street fighting, karate, whatever, boxing. It all starts from the ground up.
And that's why also, if you're talking real training, the punch is why he saved for last. If you don't have the balance, it doesn't matter. You can learn all the little tricks and everything, but it won't do you any good. You have to have that balance. You have to be able to have your feet planted. When he started throwing the punches at Miyagi with the breastplate, that was hilarious because he didn't keep his feet on the ground. He kept bouncing around like that. He's not a boxer.
White Bear knows what's up. It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips.
It's that way for belly dance too, though.
Oh, somebody knows about belly dancing. He was trying to teach Daniel to fish so he'd be fed for life. Because he knew Daniel was a little, he's going to end up, living off the land. And
he trained him how to sell cars.
Trained him how to do fence work.
Only because he stole Johnny's future.
Right.
Scott Westbrook with a $5 super sticker, and it's a pear. And the pear's working out. He's doing his thing. And it says, keep it up. Thank you, Scott Westbrook. I don't have a skull. I don't have anything that I can. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on here.
Yeah, he also had
Buried alive. Loki! That'll have to do.
That was painful.
What?
That'll have to do. That'll do, pig. That'll do.
That'll do. Oh my.
Thank you, Scott Westbrook, for your $5 contribution to Talk Hard and Pops' channel. Where were we? We were
on the boat, and next is the beach. Is the beach next?
The beach is next.
The pier pieces,
oh yeah,
those are called.
Because he takes Daniel out to the beach to teach him balance. He's like, I want you to go out and I want you to wade out into the water and I want you to try and kick into the water. And that really works. If you go out to the beach a lot, you can get a lot of balance just from dealing with the waves and everything and being on your feet. I wouldn't go out to the California beaches, too many needles. But if you can find a nice beach, go down to like White Sands and Yeah, you can.
I spent my childhood out in those waters in the California beaches.
So did I.
Every day during the summer. Every day.
Yep, San Diego kid, born and bred. Before we moved to the wonderful state of Texas. Yeehaw.
Oh, heavens. San Diego's prettier, in my opinion. But, I mean, I've only been there like 3 times. But it also, the running and like the kicking in the waves and stuff, that also is like really good leg work.
Yes, it is.
Really good. And you've done all that upper body up until this point. You know, with the painting.
There's a lot about working in that sand, not only with the having to push through that, but you ever see beach volleyball? That's hard work. That's really hard work. Or just running in the sand. So yeah, it was really good for him. All of it made sense.
Looking sharp ADEGA from PJ. Over to Orville Nation.
Nice. That's the way PJ is. He's always nice.
Sarasota beaches.
Do they have waves? I don't know. I've been to Sarasota.
See, I grew up on Galveston and South Padre. San Diego's way prettier.
Galveston, if you go down to Crystal Beach is nicer. Or go to the other end of the island. Go past the seawall and just keep going. That's nicer. But yeah. No, San Diego's beaches are nicer. But cold.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. The North Sea off of Scotland is really cold. Or Irish Sea off of Scotland is really cold. I would advise that.
So we
do it.
We do balance, and he goes to teach Daniel to punch. And Daniel's like, you know, I'm a badass. And he's like, ta ta ta, Mr. Miyagi. And Miyagi's like, no, Daniel-san. He's like, pa 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 pa, no, Daniel-san. Pa 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 pa, no, Daniel-san. And then he's like, ta ta, and Daniel-san, that boom on his ass. And Miyagi's like, if I wanted you to punch like that, I'd teach you to punch like that. I didn't teach you how to punch like that, you little bastard. And that's to teach him, because he went back to his old ways of being a little hellion and a street thug.
Well, that's a good way to instruct someone, is you don't thump them. You know, that they won't make that mistake again. I got that during meditation, part of my training. If you moved, you get hit with a stick. I got hit with a stick a few times.
So he ends up going out with Allie again. He goes to pick up Allie,
the troublemaker,
and they go out on a date.
She's an accomplice now. She doesn't have any. I mean, she's probably been ostracized at this point. She beat up those poor skeletons. I mean, she's just like settling for last place. It's like scraping the bottom of the barrel at this point. She doesn't have a choice. His mother begged her.
All for this boy. It's Romeo and Juliet all over again. All for this boy. She's trying to ostracize her family. Her mom and dad are like, who is that? We don't want you hanging out with him. He's bad news. And she does it anyway. They go out on a date, and they go to that arcade with the slides and all that, and they have, a fun time. But then Danny Boy starts, following her around and stalking her all the time and seeing what she's doing, and catches her at a dinner with Johnny. And Johnny's like, I miss you. She's like, I miss you. And he kisses her, and Daniel sees it and realizes,
That's why she smacked him afterwards? Right.
Oh, she only smacked him because she saw Daniel out of the corner of her eye, and she was like, I have to put on a show.
Exactly. See, look,
all right.
Orville Nation with a $5 super chat. Thank you, PJ. He says, always appreciate Pops' tone, spirit, his message, and his love for the community. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. And I'm sure he'll go back and watch this and be like,
right. Never leaving Loki in charge again.
Loki.
And Squeaka,
what did you do?
We now have doubts.
This is one of only 3 movies I've seen.
What did you do, Loki?
He was
Still haven't
taking
seen
some
Back
of Johnny's special medicine.
And then it gets even worse because he stalks her more. He just stalks her more. He can't get enough. And
he went to apologize. That's not stalking. That's
his mom wouldn't drive him anywhere because she's like, no, you're grounded. So he went and stole one of Miyagi's cars while Miyagi was mourning the death of his second wife. Yes, it's his second wife because he married the one in Okinawa first. They had a secret marriage. So he got a second wife, and she died in childbirth. And
okay, maybe on second thought, I don't want to read your story.
Well, and all of the torture endured training Daniel and watching him, with poor Allie, it was more than just a wife. I think at that point, Miyagi just crumbled. And, I mean, he just couldn't take it. He's an old man. Couldn't take it anymore. I felt pity for him.
I felt so bad that, you know what, when I realized what was going on, because, when you're a little kid, you don't know. You just know what's wrong with him. Why is he upset? Why is he crying? But when you get old enough to realize what happens, so his wife was pregnant and she was at the military hospital and they wouldn't help her. That's why she died in childbirth. That's not a joke. That's not any of this Daniel-san versus. That's not a joke. Go back and listen to the letter that Daniel reads. They let his wife die. She was screaming for the doctor. The nurses were trying to get a doctor, and the doctor never came. And that's why his wife died.
But I bet Daniel still had no pity for him, no compassion, because that's not.
Really, he tucked him into bed and was really nice to him, and they honored him by looking through his stuff and
being nosy
him afterwards.
Being nosy. He was probably looking for more material to get him to do more bidding.
Yeah, trying to steal his medal. He stole his Medal of Honor.
Yeah. More car keys. He was probably searching for more car keys.
Yeah. So he steals the car.
He was looking for the secret techniques of the Miyagi family. He was looking for the books.
That's how he figures out the crane
kick.
kick.
Father to son. And that's why Miyagi taught Daniel, because he didn't have a son and treated him like him. He was his own son.
I've watched Kung Fu Hustle. I know there's books on this sort of thing.
There are books, but you can't learn squat from those books. I had a big old book on Shirinji Kempo. It was nothing compared to what my master taught me.
Zombie Box Review says, well, you don't have a shark fetish, so you have that going for you, Loki. Thank you, ZBR. Thank you, brother. Mary's leaving. Have a good one, Mary. Drive safe.
Yeah,
well, good night. Be safe.
She's tired of the falsehoods that you guys are spreading and all this heresy of a beloved show defaming poor Mr. Miyagi, defaming poor LaRusso, who's been the victim the entire time, except for the shower scene.
Wait. If LaRusso was a victim,
and that's
why is there a
Cobra
Cobra Kai show and not a LaRusso show?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Because Johnny repents, except for his problem with Coors Light. Other than that, him and Coors.
He likes Iron Eagle over Top Gun too.
What?
He likes Iron Eagle over Top Gun too. Johnny likes Iron Eagle. He doesn't like Top Gun.
All right, well, there's a problem there.
No, Iron Eagle's great.
I didn't say it wasn't great, but you don't prefer Iron Eagle over Top Gun.
He does for whatever reason.
Top Gun's closer to reality. Doesn't mean it is, but it is closer.
It's one of the idiosyncrasies they throw in Cobra Kai is that Johnny likes Iron Eagle. Iron Eagle is superior to Top Gun for Johnny.
Haven't seen either one of
them. Oh, Squeaky, you're missing out.
You haven't
Iron
seen
Eagle
Cobra
is
Kai?
one you watch for a good time.
I actually have not started Cobra Kai either.
Oh, Squeaky,
I know.
You gotta watch Cobra Kai. It's so good.
But I have a whole summer ahead of me.
You do.
You'll be justified in your feelings for Daniel if you watch Cobra Kai, because Daniel isn't necessarily really good in Cobra Kai.
He's not good in the Karate Kid either. That's what we've been telling you this whole time. I mean, don't you listen to Loki? Loki knows things.
No, I don't.
he stole Johnny's future. It should have been Johnny's auto and all over the valley, and Cobra Kai should have been like all over the valley, Cobra Kai karate, and Johnny could have owned the dojo and taken over for Kreese, and had his own dealerships around the valley. Nobody would have messed with him.
And stole his girl too. I mean, destroyed the tree and the cars and took the car. Like, I mean, I feel no compassion for this man, ADEGA.
It's okay. I'll forgive you maybe someday in the future. A long ways away.
How about now?
No, we got a long ways to go. Once you watch Top Gun, then maybe we'll talk about a little forgiveness.
Okay. So where are we at? He's
Daniel steals the car
right,
to go to the arcade to find Allie and stalk her some more.
Right.
Yeah, that's why Miyagi sat there in the window and said, "Yeah, enjoy the car, and you need balance, and balance isn't just with karate; it's within life." And he shows him a little picture of him and the girl and says, "Go get your balance." Yeah, that yeah.
I think he meant to say accomplice. Go get your accomplice. They probably edited that. That was probably like a subtitle or something.
Edited for television. That's right. So Daniel goes and he makes a mistake as he's like peeping on Allie, watching her from the shadows. He walks into the gun game they're playing, and she shoots him, and he's like, "Oh no!" And she's like, because he threw her under the bus, and he's a jerk, and
Oh yeah, that cheesy scene where he tries to think he's all cool and suavecito, and he's like, no.
No, that wasn't very good.
Oh,
But the thing
I
about that
forgot
scene is,
thanks, Loki.
once upon a time, it was okay to pursue. And he pursued, and she could have blown him off, or she could have caved, and she caved. So,
but that's
you can't do that nowadays.
That's all Johnny was doing at the beginning of the movie, was trying to pursue.
She came to him.
No. Danielson
She kicked the ball to him.
No, I'm talking about Johnny was just trying to pursue, but Daniel's trying to pursue at the arcade. Aren't that kind of?
Yeah, that's true. But Johnny lost. Loser.
Well, I mean, with a chick like that, if she's willing to come after him with a shower head, I think he won in the end. Just saying. That's my female.
Yeah. When you watch Cobra Kai, you'll know that Johnny actually did better in life with who he ends up with.
Not for a while.
Oh.
No, Johnny's like, you don't want to know what happens to Johnny. Johnny,
Coors Light happens to Johnny.
Yeah, Coors Light happens to Johnny between the Karate Kid and Cobra Kai. Coors Light happens to Johnny because LaRusso took everything from him.
Okay, we'll go there.
So we get to the day.
He has phone issues and computer issues, and you gotta watch Cobra Kai. I'm sorry.
We get to the day of the tournament, and they have to lie again. They lie again to get Daniel into the tournament.
And they stole a black belt.
And they stole, and that's all Daniel's influence on Miyagi. Miyagi was like, I don't want to do anything to get deported. And Daniel Stone's like, you will steal things from me or I will get you deported. So he has to steal a black belt for Daniel. They lie.
Didn't the girl steal it though? Who actually takes it back?
Miyagi
both of them.
Miyagi did the diversion. He grabbed it out of the bag and handed it
to Allie.
Yeah, that's right. And she put it,
He made her an accomplice.
Well, I mean, poor Miyagi, of course, like I said before, he didn't want to fight. He's trying to do everything he can to stay out of this.
And Chris First said, and don't forget, Johnny's meal consists of 3 slices of grilled bologna and white bread. And it's old bologna. He has to be like, ooh, all right, I'll cook it anyway. It's sad what happens to Johnny. It's terrible.
Aw. Thanks, Loki. Now I'm sad. Bologna's nasty.
I like Johnny and Cobra Kai.
So yeah, well, he has to have his redemption. He has to have his rise back to the. He has to, reclaim what was taken by the LaRussos, man.
And I do like the LaRussos a little less.
So we get to the tournament. They steal a belt.
They steal a belt. They get Daniel in, and Daniel's got to fight for the first time. And the first time he walks up there, he gets knocked out of the ring. And the guy's like, don't, and then he does it again, and he gets knocked out of the ring again. And the referee's like, you back out of the ring again, and it's going to cost you a point. So,
do you know how those point systems work in those games anyway? Because
3.
I thought it was like 2 points in the preliminaries and 4 in the finals.
It's 3. It's always been 3.
I don't know. I never competed.
It's always been 3 points. So
doesn't he fake a leg injury too?
Yeah, he fakes a leg injury too. So there again.
Wait, where's this no mercy from Kreese telling his guy to throw the fight and show no mercy and sweep the leg?
I don't remember that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go back.
I don't remember that.
I think you're saying he's faking it. Don't show any mercy for that faker. He's faking it.
Yeah.
I think that's what was happening. He was like, "Don't let him convince you."
Yeah, don't let him bait you in.
This is the guy that came after you with the shower head and took you out like a skeleton. Don't fall for it. He may look sweet and young and innocent, but he ain't.
That's right. He might be babyface LaRusso, but that's just a front. It's like Yoda with that cane. It's just a front.
I'm trying to get my camera to work. It looks blurry.
I thought you were trying to block out Loki for a hot second.
Yeah, I'm doing that too.
But his hat and shirt are cool. Don't block him out.
I don't want to watch you guys anymore. The lies.
Oh. So finally, Daniel has the fight with one of Johnny's friends. He fakes the leg injury. No one knows if he's going to fight. Johnny thinks it's over. Johnny's like, he's a little faker. He's just trying to get attention. That's the way it's been since day one. And as they're about to award the trophy to Johnny, he's like, yeah, I won. They're like, hold up, Daniel's going to fight. And he's like, what a drama queen. What a prima donna drama queen.
He was just scared because he didn't want to have to fight him. He knew Danny would kick his butt. That's why he was upset. It's like, do anything you can to prevent him from showing up. We don't want him even to go after our master.
He didn't.
Maybe Miyagi gave him a hand signal, like one of those rescue signals, and so he did it for Miyagi. Like he threw the match for Miyagi because Miyagi gave him like a "help me" sign. That's why.
Well, no.
Kreese was scared of him too. Kreese was, strike first, strike hard, no mercy. He's like, oh no.
Daniel used an illegal kick. Daniel used an illegal move. The crane kick is an illegal move in karate. You cannot do it.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He used an illegal kick. It gets brought up.
Let's see where it's written down.
I believe you.
Hold on. I'm gonna pull this up.
ADEGA needs facts.
Yep, I want to see the Miyagi crane kick is an illegal move in karate competition.
It probably is now after the Karate Kid because everybody's going to try to use it.
Yeah.
Is the crane kick a legal move? Hold on.
Tell us, Google.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. Trust me. Here we go. Based on the real-life rules via the USA National Karate-Do Federation, it does seem that the move was illegal, but not because Johnny was hit in the face. Strikes to the face and front kicks are actually permitted according to these rules as long as the strike isn't open palmed.
It was a legal move.
It was an illegal move.
Oh.
Hold on.
Dang, you bad boy.
I never added it. I don't know why I didn't do that. It's right there. It does seem that the move was illegal. He won with an illegal kick.
It doesn't say it was. It seems like it was.
But not because Johnny
strike to the face, front kicks are actually permitted.
But that move is illegal.
But it says it may seem, but it is actually permitted.
Hold on. Part of the problem interpreting the rules within the movie is that they seem inconsistent. Looking at the rules in the real life karate tournament can shed some light on the issue. Based on the real life rules via the USA National Karate Do Federation, we read that because the All Valley Karate Tournament is an under 18 contest, the only contact to the face allowed is a Joden kick with a skin touch level of contact. In layman's terms, the competitor is only allowed to make light contact rather than land a physical blow. These tournaments are not UFC matches. The aim is not to injure your opponent, which he does with a bloody nose. Competitors are graded on form and technique as much as anything else, and restraint can actually win a contest in this regard. In addition to Daniel's crane kick being a fictional move, it is also was a full extension blow that dazed his opponent. According to the official USA NKF rules, Daniel should have been given a warning or even a penalty.
Oh, which would have made Johnny win even harder. Oh,
no,
my
Johnny
goodness.
walked into it. He saw the kick coming, says, I'm jumping in because I'm scared of this guy. And he threw the fight on purpose. He didn't want to get beat by him. He already swept the leg. The other guy kicked him in the knee. You know, it's just, and Daniel kept coming back. He was terrified. He had to throw the fight. Otherwise, he would have been embarrassed even worse. Might as well take the kick. That way he can claim something was illegal and go about his business.
So, ladies first.
Wait,
Squeaka.
who's the lady?
Squeaka.
Oh, ow.
I'm not a lady. I ain't no lady. I'm from Texas. Oh, sorry.
Women first. You will agree you are a woman. What are you give us your thoughts overall on this movie and what kind of you would rate it?
Oh, well, the original movie was really cool. I haven't seen it in a long time. I mean, I did like the little bonsai trees. And who didn't wax on, wax off, as you know, when they were younger? So, I'll give the original version I saw 7.5 out of 10. The Loki version, though, way more in depth. I'm going to give that an 8.5 out of 10. I have been awakened. Might be an 8.75 even because of the shower head.
Next time you watch Karate Kid, Squeaka, next time you watch it, think about what we've talked about and be like, you know what? Daniel really was the bully in the movie.
Oh, I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, oh, such a learning moment. I can't wait to go teach other kids this.
ADEGA, your thoughts on this movie? What do you rate it?
I give it an 8. There was a lot of really good stuff about it. I think the biggest thing is that it's still giving really good media, you know, with the whole Cobra Kai thing. It followed up with 2 movies. It was really, really well received. The only reason why I don't give it a 9 or a 10 is because there were a couple of people who didn't know how to act that were in the show. Allie, her character at that time when she was on there, you go back and watch, she was not a good actress. She did a couple things okay, but she was not very good. They could have got someone better to play her. But other than, you know, but for the time, yeah, I'd give it a solid 8. Solid 8.
And the old cars.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, still my beating heart.
There was that black car with the lowered top.
I forgot about that. Can I raise mine?
That was the one you wanted.
7.75?
You didn't want the convertible. You wanted the black car. But no, you went for the convertible.
You want to raise your review for the cars?
Yeah, can I just add like 7.75?
Okay.
All right. Just give it the extra quarter. Go for an 8.
I'm gonna give it an 8.5. It's gonna get those extra points because of the car. Steal my beating heart. Those cars were absolutely beautiful. And I'm with ADEGA on the black car. I'd have taken the black car. You know, Back in Black, and that's the first thing I would have played in it. Do 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 do. Back in Black.
Yep.
Definitely. Going down the road in AC.
Dead on Black.
So it's gonna get an 8.5 from me. I love this movie. I really do. I love Cobra Kai so much because of what it's done for this movie and brought this movie back into the spotlight. I gave it legs all over again. It has honored the original. It has honored the people in the original. You don't find out Mr. Miyagi was some horrible person or some stupid shit like that all along. You know, Daniel has a good arc. Johnny has a good arc. They all have good arcs. But if Cobra Kai's done anything, it's reignite people's passion to go back and watch the first 3 movies. The other one doesn't exist. The one with what's her name?
Smith. Yeah.
That one doesn't exist. Not the Will Smith one. And I don't like that one either. And guys, just so you know, the new Karate Kid movie that's coming out is based off of that movie, Will Smith's movie, not the original in Cobra Kai.
Wasn't there one with the girl? Or am I wrong?
That's the one I was talking about that I just act like that movie never happened.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. So don't see that one. That's what I'm hearing.
It's crap. So Hilary Swank. Yes, it's the one with Hilary Swank. Daniel just abandons Mr. Miyagi. It's like, what? And Daniel's not in the movie. It's a repeat of the first movie, but with a girl in it. And Daniel just abandons Mr. Miyagi. Oh, Miyagi no talk to Daniel-san. No more. And that, they act like that movie never happened in Cobra Kai, which I think is a good thing.
Right.
I hope Hilary Swank isn't in the last season. I really don't. Please don't let that happen. Because if that happens and a bunch of people were excited, they were like, we want Hilary Swank and the Karate Kid. If that happens, it means that Danielson abandoned Mr. Miyagi. And we never want that to happen.
See, that wouldn't be consistent because he inherited Miyagi's property.
That's right. He inherited Miyagi's property, his cars, everything.
Conned him out of it.
When Miyagi passed away, he wrote himself into Miyagi's will. Everything was supposed to go to Kumiko and Okinawa, and Danielson was like, that bitch ain't getting nothing, and wrote himself into the will.
I'm not going to be able to sleep
string
tonight.
with me ever again.
Thank you, Squeaka, for reminding me of that. It's absolutely horrible. It was absolutely horrible what Daniel did. He wrote himself into Miyagi's will and wrote Kumiko out. That's why never mind. Because I don't want to throw any secrets. Yeah. So.
All right, well, I put Cobra Kai on my summer list.
Cobra Kai's great. So it's probably the best show that has come out of a movie from a movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, I 100% agree. 100% agree.
The only other show I think kind of stood its own ground like that was Highlander with Adrian Paul, because they did connect that with Connor McLeod, and they connected it with the original Highlander, and it was good for a while. The last 2 seasons or so was horrible.
Now that I think about it, I wonder, because the whole Stargate thing was incredible.
That's true too. That is true. Very true. 10 seasons of Stargate.
I've never seen Stargate.
10 seasons of Stargate, 5 seasons of Atlantis, only 2 seasons of Universe. But that's where me and Joe are like, because I know
Universe?
Yeah, because so back in season 10 of Stargate, they make a joke. They make this joke in episode 200. They make a joke there where they're like, we're making a movie based on your adventures. You remember that? It was episode 200.
Yep.
And they do, well, we were gonna bring the cast back, but we were gonna have them played by all younger actors. And they show that scene where like Teal's like, I was gonna get up on that dog, and he's like, man, she was so totally a goat. And then they have Daniel, and he's like, I'm trying to do this, and Teal's trying to call me, and da. And Bala's like, Daniel, I'm pregnant, and he's like, ugh. And they're all like, no, 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 right? And then they go and do that with the edgy teen stuff, angst in universe. So that's and I talked to him about that. I talked to Malozzi about that, and he was like, I understand how you feel. We really cared about it. We were really working hard on it. And they were about to all start working together and be a unit, and there wouldn't be all this angst and teen drama and stuff. But when they canceled us, and I was like,
and that's the thing too, is when I know he has told me a couple of times, it's just like you had said, they had a project of at least 5 years.
Yeah.
And
that was supposed to be guaranteed.
Yep. And they were still setting groundwork. It wasn't established, because there's so many holes that they didn't even start to address. And so it's.
I'm really sorry to interrupt. I'm being summoned. I have to go.
Thank you so much, Squeak Up.
Police, they're coming to get you.
Oh my God, ADEGA.
They would have came for me years ago, like 87 years ago.
Thank you very much, Squeak Up, for hopping on.
Thanks for letting me hang out. Thanks for letting me talk about it. And I love your version, Loki. It's on now. Gonna look at all movies with a different light now. But thanks again. It was fun hanging with you guys. Y'all have a great rest of the night.
You too, Squeak Up. Thank you. DJ Ronnie G says, SGU grew on me when I gave it a second chance. I did too, and it did. And it sucks that we didn't get more. I've read Malozzi's whole thing for the last season of Atlantis that we didn't get. And boy, would it have been badass. Oh man, it was going to be good. And they didn't do it. And then they canceled SGU. And it was like, guys, man, you guys, I at first I wasn't too sad. But the more I watched, because I went back and watched SGU, I've watched it 3 or 4 or 5 times since it got canceled, more than just the first time. I wish we could have found out what happened. What I would have wanted to happen is they wake up and they made it across. They made it across a lot faster. What's his name? The kid that's still awake got him there in like a year instead of all that time.
That was one of the hypotheses. The other one was that he was able to repair one of the hibernation chambers and then get in it and then wake up with the rest of them.
Yeah, but here's the problem with that. If they do that, then O'Neill's dead. All of them are dead and gone. And I'm like, no, you can't do that. Do a year. Do he fixed the engine. He fixed the broken engine that was slowing him down. And he got him there a lot quicker because they did that once before. They figured out, okay, if we detach this one piece of engine, then we can get there. So you fix the hyperdrive and you get him into the next galaxy to charge back up. Somehow he gets him there. Something.
But anyway, getting back to the original thing is Cobra Kai was, like you said, a fantastic addition to a movie, and Stargate was a fantastic 3-series addition to a movie.
Absolutely. They've done it a couple of times, and they've done it good. They did it good with Stargate. At first, I didn't know, man. I was like, you don't have Kurt Russell. That's my Jack. It'll always be my Jack. Now, no, MacGyver, that son of a bitch.
Yep.
You know who we want? We want the Jack O'Neill from the TV series. We don't want that other guy that's in the movie. No, I like funny Jack instead of, quiet, I lost my kid Jack. We like the Jack that's in the series more.
Yep.
So,
golfing into a wormhole. Can't beat that.
Yeah, golfing in the middle of my backswing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's like, when he does the wacko, that's all me. I'm going nuts because I'm in Groundhog Day. So we're going to get out of here. Guys, thank you so much. I know this wasn't the normal Talk Hard. Pops will be back. He had something really, really special today and asked us to fill in. Sorry, Ironcaster wasn't here. He had a thing right before the show and was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. But Squeaka popping in.
Side. Just saying.
I don't know. He's kind of, Ironcaster has that rough look. He's got the biker look like me. I don't know if he.
Nah, I thought it was more like Culture Casino, the level-headed, intelligent type. We would have got along.
Whether you think Johnny's a good guy or a bad guy or a victim or whatever, it's a great movie. So check it out. It's 40 years old. I'm shocked. I'm just like, damn, I'm old. Because I saw this when I was a kid, and it's one of those
movie theaters.
Yeah. So, big thank you to I don't know. It's mirrored.
You'll get it. It's you've been new to a camera for what, 2 months now?
Yeah.
You'll get it. You'll eventually figure it out. Whenever you see something on screen, point the opposite direction.
Big thank you to my co-host, Dig Outlaw. A big thank you to Squeaka for being here. Guys, we'll be back next week. I don't remember what the hell we're doing on Talk Hard, but we will be back, and we'll have more movies for you, more movie reviews. Hopefully we can convince this guy to come back for something. I don't know.
When Pop asks, I try and show up. So,
but we're gonna get out of here, guys. Take care. Be excellent. Oh, that's my thing. Always talk hard. Later, everybody.
You know why I do this? Did you ever wonder why I do this? It goes along with Karate Kid. Shorinji Kempo, when I was trained, you never bow. You do this. If you have a weapon or something else in your hand, you do one hand. That's why I always do that.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. I didn't do Kempo. I did Bushiban.
Well, it's not regular Kempo. It's Kempo, Shorinji Kempo. It's basically the Japanese version of Kung Fu.
Oh, okay. Mine was Pakistani martial arts. Bushiban, karate, do. Yeah, brutal. No, there is no mercy. You beat someone's ass. I remember my master Zolfi breaking a kid's nose before a tournament because he got cocky. He got cocky, and he was like, he put his hands down while he was in a match with our master, 3-time world karate champion, and Zolfi just boom and broke. I mean, just as quick as lightning, shot forward and popped him right in the nose, and they disqualified him, but he didn't care. He taught him a lesson. He did not care. You want to say brutal? You didn't screw around. If you screw around, you found out. Guys, we're out of here. Talk hard. Always talk hard. Have a great one. And we'll see you next week.
See ya.
I'm Ross. All I do is chill. My life is a thrill. For real, Bob Ross. I be too calm for the drama. You don't want to cause a problem. I'll solve it, Bob Ross.